And now from the Bet Bunker in Brooklyn, this is TPN the Walk On. I am Brian. Joel's moving around, but now we're all ready. Now let's give it up to your host, Joel Walkowski.
Hello, viewers. Hello, listeners. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, YouPorn, XTube, any of our wonderful Props Network platforms, I give you my sincere thanks for joining us on the wildest of Wednesdays. I am Joe Walkowski for the Props Network. I put the walk in the walk-in, and I put the talk in, all the things you want to hear about. And it is a celebratory day. We went through the valley. We suffered in the Great One's absentia Monday evening. Some things aren't the same over the Zoom. Sometimes you need that charismatic yes and factor in the room. I'm talking about the man who makes it happen over there in the John Wilkes, Brian Allen Mitchell.
Hey-o, how's it going? I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again.
We got a lot of haters around here today.
Who's the hating? Who's hating?
You guys are both haters. I wanted to do the first walk on, and you guys said I wouldn't make a graceful entrance. I know I've been compared to,
but Joel, you didn't. you didn't.
It's not a great chair.
You went left. You started left, and you're like, no, this isn't right. And then
let me do it again.
Oh, you're gonna do it again?
I can't do this. I can't do it.
Oh my goodness, no!
I'm tangled in the cord.
Oh man,
I'm all discombobulated.
You're like you're Mr. Bean, but America's Mr. Bean.
That's the highest praise you could ever give me, and I think people are always surprised when I form coherent words.
How was it? How was it? Did you like me from out? You liked it?
Yeah, you were very close to the camera.
Hey man, I didn't know what to do. It's hard to gauge like how far you are.
Yeah, I had the perspective of a pie just as it's about to get snatched off a windowsill.
Ooh, that's good. It's good. You can just snatch my face. It's great.
Yeah, it was very good, but we got through it. Monday was a good episode, but here we have the wildest of wild Wednesdays.
So wild.
And I'd like to start. We have a gift from my father. He's a devoted listener.
That's great.
And I'll read the inscription. It says, "To protect you, Gabby, and the walk-on game from evil, I am firmly committed to the old ways. Love, Dad." And I'm not giving this to Gabby, my fiance, because it's not her sort of thing.
Well, what is this?
And of course,
he's unwrapping a napkin.
We each have our alligator feet.
Alligator feet.
Yeah,
Joel just put out alligator feet out of
for you.
Oh God.
We got alligator feet for you.
I just got thrown an alligator feet.
We're the Bayou Oprah. Everybody come on the walk on day, get gator feet.
I don't know where my gator feet are. Where's my gator feet?
You get a gator foot. You get a gator foot. Yeah,
I legit lost the gator. I don't know where
you lost the gator. Wow, we are doing some Will Muschamp talk, so that's very fitting that we're losing the gators.
I'll find it. I can't wait.
Sam,
and we're not supposed to suck on these, right?
You're not supposed to not suck on these,
all right.
So
all right, just good.
Whatever.
It was just a thought. Like, hey, do you suck on feet? You know, some people like that, like Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan likes sucking on feet.
Yeah,
I don't understand how people get into sucking on feet. My fiance is beautiful. She's a knockout bombshell, and I looked at her feet this morning, and I don't get it.
It doesn't apply to you. I got my yes, thank you, Sam. I got my alligator. You don't get it?
I don't get it.
I like to rub Nicole's feet. You know, it's very nice. She likes it. You know, and you know everyone wins this way.
But do you get pleasure out of the feet?
No, there's nothing there.
Yeah, no, the feet, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Only corns I want are in the harvest, you know?
I do love cornflakes, so yes.
Hold on, we got a visual gag here.
Oh, God.
Damn, I'm really screwing up the show this week.
No, you're fine. You're doing great.
Yes. And they matched my shirt, so it's really good here.
Joel Gator Hands. I love him.
Look, I'm loopy as hell today. I could not sleep last night. I was so excited about the NBA draft.
Right. You're like a school kid putting on your first Nikes for the first time.
Yeah, and like I woke up, I checked the clock. It was 5:30 in the morning. Usually I'll wake up, I can get back to sleep. I'll grab a couple pieces of mango. I'll go back to bed.
You love your mango.
I love your mango. I'm the mango boy. Call me
mango boy.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Mango, and I couldn't get back, so I went into the weight room listening to all my NBA pods. I went in the sauna listening to all my NBA pods, and then I had to study. I had to prep for this show, but all I want to do is watch this draft. I didn't think I was going to be in love. I'm in love.
Yeah?
I want Killian Hayes.
Whoa, you're smitten with that Killian man, huh?
I'm smitten. I need him in the mitten.
Okay.
Here's the deal. We've got Sekou Doumbouya. Michigan shaped like a hand. We call it the mitten.
Oh, boy. Here's my mitten, my alligator.
Yeah, the best part about these gator feet is that Eli is going to come on the show, and he's such a Southern weirdo. He won't even be disturbed by
He's
them
like, hey,
in the
man,
league.
you finally got your gator feet. That's cool, man.
He'll say, oh, I see you got my rider.
5 gator feet, please. And a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but it is pretty wild,
Yeah.
and I couldn't sleep. I need Killian. We've got Sekou. I want to have 2 19-year-old Frenchmen, put them together. We'll have the French national team. We'll become the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to make some thunder sticks. We're going to shape them like baguettes.
Okay.
It's going to be incredible.
Ooh, I love baguettes. So, yeah, I'm in. Get these French boys to Detroit.
Yeah, I'm analyzing this young French teenager's ambitions.
Ooh, I don't like how you say that.
Skills.
It kind of a little scary. I don't like it. Maybe put the pedal. Press stop on your on what you're looking up with this boy. I don't like it.
I feel like Jean-Luc Godard over here, and I tie that back to the NBA draft because we all know 400 blows is how Len Bias selected getting picked. Oh boy!
Hey.
But yeah, I love the draft.
It's gonna be good.
Have you ever been to a draft?
No, I've always wanted to go.
I went. That was my first experience as a sports fan. I went to the 1994 NBA draft in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I met David Stern. George Murasan was watching in the stands.
Yeah.
And he was sitting nearby. It was friggin' awesome.
I'm looking at this 94 draft. Oh, Glenn Robinson went first. Jason Kidd, Grant Hill. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. That's the 94-95 draft. I went 93,
93?
Yeah,
okay,
it was the Weber draft. Ooh. It was Weber, Sean Bradley, Penny Hardaway.
Okay.
Who was
Jamal Mashburn, Isaiah Ryder, Bobby Hurley. Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yeah, it was a great draft. It was a great time. And then a few years ago, it's at Barclays a lot.
Yeah.
So I went to Barclays, and I had to leave early because I had a show at Caroline's.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, I dropped that name. Yeah, I knew a very special lady. So we have a very crazy Wild Wednesday. Let's get through the quick NBA moves. I love everything Milwaukee did. Giannis is going to re-sign. I think the Bogdanovich move is maybe better than the Drew move. I'm in the minority with that.
Yeah. I think he's solid and he's fine. They were looking for someone to create a shot, and like Middleton, he doesn't want to all the time. It's not consistent. So now you got a guy that can get to the hoop. He can shoot. You're in great shape.
Yeah, Middleton, he can do it, but he plays for himself. Bogdanovich, those European players, like I watch him draw in the defense, create these passing lanes, and have a really good show about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's friggin' awesome that he's there. Al Horford's in Oklahoma City along with 45 first-round picks.
And Al is going to feel very old. He's not going to fit in. So that's going to be, watch out for a quick little buyout for Al Horford.
Quick, but doesn't he have 2 years left, or is it just one?
I think he might have 2 years left.
I mean, am I crazy to think that they might be okay?
You're crazy. Yeah.
What you have Shea, you've got Steven Adams, you've got Horford, and like you just have Shea. He's got 2 protectors to build him up. He was very hesitant last postseason.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah, and Steve Adams wasn't healthy, so you kind of get 2 barbarians down there. You got the guy, who's the water guy? You got Aquaman, Steve Adams, and then
You got
Meteor
Al Horford.
Man.
His superhero is how beautiful his eyebrows are.
Eyebrow Man. That's great.
Yeah, Al Horford, prettiest eyes in the NBA. Take that to the bank.
That's what they traded him for.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we need someone to show us how to use tweezers. And then Danilo Gallinari going to Atlanta.
Perfect.
Love it.
That is a Lego piece that just fits for Atlanta.
Enjoy that 7 seed, boys. That's all you're getting.
And that's okay, and that's fine. And they'll ascend that way. That's good.
Yeah, and it's any other big moves? There's so much going on.
I think that was pretty much, I don't know if there was anything else going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I think it's about to hit the fan. And if you guys are listening on Thursday, we're recording like an hour before the draft happens.
And we're so excited.
And like, we're geeked out. We want to be talking about it. I think any basketball fan who, like the real fans, we like the draft more than any game.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about the game?
Yeah. I just want to see some guys get jobs and hug their dads.
Yeah, that's all I want. I want to see little pets. I want to see what their pets have, a lot of that.
There's a betting line on who they hug first.
Jamoke, thoughts on a Wall Westbrook possible trade?
I don't get it. I think I need to, Wall's coming back from so many serious injuries. I'm going to need to see that before I switch him for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Houston does that. And I think Washington, like, if you play through Beal, statistically, like, his splits are kind of Steph Curry's. He's the most underrated player in the league. He's Ray Allen 2.0.
And they said that Beal is not available for trade. So
I believe it's not available.
If he's not available, and John Wall's coming back, I think they want to come. I mean, I feel like Washington's one piece away to be a legitimate. You don't have to be great in the East. So
But you do now. The East has an
arm.
arm. That Milwaukee, the Final Five's great.
What? So Milwaukee,
Boston,
Celtic, Toronto. You still think they can?
Their player development's good, so they'll be okay.
All right.
The Sixers, I imagine that Doc Rivers will be able to get Embiid in shape.
Hopefully.
And I imagine the thing with the Horford trade, they probably have cap room to bring someone. Mm-hmm. So is that a Fred VanVleet destination?
Ooh, that would be good. They need shooting out of there, so that could be a good spot.
Anything that... It sounds like Eli's falling down the stairs. Anything... It's the wildest of Wednesdays. But, it's going to be a crazy day. Our NBA coverage will not be up to snuff. Jamoke, what did you think? Do you agree with me or no?
He hasn't responded yet.
If I did anything anti-Washington, he's fuming. He's got red smoke coming out of his ears there. But hey, I'll be watching the draft here tonight, Jamoke. So hop on FaceTime with Brian and I. We'll trade some barbs.
Yeah, we'll trade some barbs.
And before we get into it, BetMGM Sportsbook, they are live for legal betting in Colorado, Indiana, Nevada, New Jersey, West Virginia, Tennessee, and coming soon to Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Michigan. I'm going to get my mom gambling. She's going to get herself a new pair of shoes. She needs them. I don't know why that was funny, but it was. It's all in the delivery, right, UPS? BetMGM Sportsbook is the outstanding online betting experience you'd expect from the MGM Resorts brand. They have a beautiful site and mobile app, the best live dealer casino action, great odds on every sport, and a ton of weekly promos like the Money Monday Club that pays every BetMGM player a free $10 bet every Monday. Plus, for a limited time, BetMGM has a special signing bonus for our listeners. All you have to do is create a new account at BetMGM and use code WALKON20 to get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $500. That's right, just enter code WALKON20 and up to a $500 bonus bankroll is yours at BetMGM. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Now, we've talked about how this is the wildest of Wednesdays. And every Wednesday I make my picks. Every Friday I put out my picks videos as the professional gambler. But he's taken the week off this week. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to take a scientific perspective on how these NFL matchups are actually going to break down. So I actually brought in a professional zoologist. He specializes in large hoof stock, and his hobby is to really study birds, ornithology, etc. Please welcome Zookeeper John Scaramucci.
Hey, John.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Johnny,
I'm doing excellent.
thanks for coming on the walk-on. I appreciate you doing that. I thought you had a helmet you were going to wear today.
Oh, well, you said it's on the Props Network, so I got some props together.
Oh, yeah?
Got the safari hat. Got the rhino here.
Oh, wow. You got it all. That's a pith helmet. I think I gave you that.
Great mug.
I got you that pith helmet. I bought it from a really nice guy with a lisp. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I believe it was a present for my future as a zookeeper because you thought that's what zookeepers wore.
And, I understand. I don't know why you aren't wearing it.
I mean, I can put it on. Let's do it for a little while. See how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, you look great. And, okay, so it's NFL Week 11. We've got a good slate. And you know what? I can't figure out where to put my money. So I figured I would talk to my personal National Geographic, which is you, and figure out which way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it is Wild Wednesday. So let's go to Wildlife Wednesday for this NFL week.
Okay, so let's get started with the Thursday night game. We've got a rematch. The NFC West crown is kind of at stake in this one. Apologies to the Rams because I think they're losing to the Buccaneers. We have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks, they're favored by 3 points.
They are, which they didn't give us the half. They didn't give us the 3.5 that you like so much.
I love the 3.5. We didn't get it, but in this instance, yeah, well, you know what? I don't know, because I'm going to go with your advice on these mascot matchups. So break that down for me, starting with Arizona.
All right, so we're going to break down some stuff. It's kind of like a mental exercise. Let's see if we can get the juices flowing. So we'll do some animal stuff, and maybe something will click for the bettors out there. So we'll start with the Cardinals. Big Red is their mascot.
Ooh, that was a nickname I gave my mom in high school. She did not like it.
No.
She didn't. She did not. So it's a northern cardinal. That's the kind of bird.
Okay, so northern cardinal, is that like maybe 6-8 feet? How big are these cardinals?
Yeah, so we'll break it down. We'll give you some metrics to look at. So body length, so how tall they are with their standing, about 8 or 9 inches.
Okay.
Wingspan 9 to 12 inches, and weight about 2 ounces. It's a mid-sized songbird, so exactly like Kyler Murray.
If this cardinal throws a Hail Mary, they will also have to turn around and see the result on a scoreboard.
Yes.
Okay, so they're Kyler Murray sized. Is there anything in their attitude that you might like in this matchup?
Absolutely. So even though they're pretty small, they're incredibly fierce.
Ooh.
The food that the Cardinals eat is primarily seeds, which are a pretty hard food item to eat. So their beaks are incredibly strong. So their bite force, they can give about 12 to 13 pounds of bite force in a very small area. So you can imagine putting a 12-pound weight on your hand on top of a golf tee. That wouldn't feel too hot. So it'd be pretty powerful. So if this was about the same size as like a big predator, they would have a bite force that's even bigger than a T-Rex.
Whoa.
That is fun.
We're impressed here.
It's intense.
And okay, so they like seeds, and by visiting Seattle, they're trying to plant the seeds for a home playoff game. And is there anything with like them being territorial? I know they protect their house. What do they do with their rivals?
They do. And so one of the ways that Cardinals kind of display that they own a certain territory is actually through their song. So even though it's pretty to us to hear, to another cardinal, that's basically like them trash talking each other nonstop. So this is our house. And I think a player that pretty well exemplifies that is Patrick Peterson. I feel like he's kind of the cardinal on defense.
True.
And I think he and DK Metcalf have some history as well. He's locked him up the last few times that they've met.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good. That's good zoologic analysis. And, you deal with, rhinos at your day job. So you're locking up beasts the size of DK Metcalf every day. And maybe Patrick Peterson can do that tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And okay. So on the other side, a Seahawk is not a real animal, right?
Correct. It is absolutely not a real animal, but what it generally describes is an osprey. So an osprey is a large raptor.
What,
they're
a raptor?
native to a lot of different areas.
Okay,
Was
cool.
that right?
No, that was cool. I never thought it was a raptor. I thought it was like a bird of some sort.
Yeah, a bird of prey. They're called raptors.
Cool.
Like that roller. You're an Ohio guy. Like the roller coaster at Cedar Point. That's the raptor because you emulate the trick of a bird of prey.
That is cool. It is a scary ride.
And they got
I've
the
thrown
claws
up.
and everything on that ride too, I believe.
Yeah, I've thrown up a couple times on that.
I'm scared of any ride. I hate roller coasters. Hate scary movies. I had to pause Invisible Man and finish it in the daytime. It's tough out there.
Yeah.
I don't think
Right
that.
on. So-
I don't think you wanted me to talk about Elizabeth Moss here.
No,
So we'll move on. So how big are these ospreys?
So the ospreys are a lot larger, obviously, than a cardinal.
Yeah.
Body length about 20 to 26 inches. Wingspan over 50 to 71 inches.
Whoa,
That is a house.
I think I got osprey. Osprey's almost as long as
do.
my wingspan.
Yeah, right.
They have an incredible wingspan.
Every
But oddly enough, they actually don't weigh that much.
No.
They only come in at about 2 to 5 pounds.
How can you have how can you have that wingspan? I'm just baffled.
who weighs more per inch, an osprey or bull?
I'm going to go with Bull on that one, but just
Pretty
by a
close.
hair.
Pretty close there, yeah.
And so I'm guessing these ospreys, they eat up smaller birds. The cardinals are going to be toast.
So unfortunately, that is not the case, Joel. These animals are very specialized hunters. Brian, are you ready for a word of the day here?
Love it.
Piscivore.
Piscivore. Okay.
Yeah, these are animals that specialize in just eating fish, and that is what an osprey does.
Whoa. How are their talons? They got talons on those?
They do. So like other birds of prey or raptors, they have huge talons on their claws. One of the cool things with an osprey that is different than a lot of other birds is they actually have a reversible toe.
No way.
They
What?
They're
do. So instead of going 3 and 1, they can actually go 2 and 2 with that claw to hold onto the fish a little bit easier.
So they're a pescatarian. They like to show off that they're double jointed. I feel like I'm back at another douchebag hipster party.
So John, let's say if Khalil Mack tried to tackle an osprey, is that possible? You think he could tackle?
I mean, if he was on the ground, sure, but that's not where ospreys like to hang out. They're really good at soaring.
Yeah.
And then when they do see a fish, they can actually hit speeds of about 40 miles per hour when they actually hit the water to actually catch those fish.
Whoa.
So it's a pretty violent impact that they're used to. So Khalil Mack would probably just be easy for them.
Yeah, and that kind of goes with the Seattle Seahawks because Russell Wilson was soaring. Everyone was talking about him MVP, and then he fell down to earth about 40 miles an hour against the Rams last weekend. He saw a fish in the water and those, I'm taking a dive.
And it didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
So cool.
So do these ospreys, do they know it's Thursday? Do they do their best hunting on Thursdays?
I mean, they need to hunt pretty much day after day after day. So for
They
them, like Russ, he's got to just let Russ cook. These osprey have to just go fishing.
Yeah, and just like in the NFC West, the best division in football, you got to hunt day after day after day, or else you ain't eating.
You ain't
Not
eating.
at that postseason table.
No, and it's really important for these teams to really lock this win up because, like you said, this division is up for grabs.
Ooh, and it's getting
Yeah,
cold,
but I
too.
think you can grab it with a talon.
Yeah.
So, given this breakdown, I'm probably going to take the Seahawks -3. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's debatable, but I think I would actually go the other way. I think I'm going to go Arizona.
He's feeling that.
You're picking a Cardinal over an Osprey? That's great. I got to play this back and record it play it for you.
No, he's feeling that magic that they had last week. That's what he's going for.
I think the Arizona Cardinals have a good rushing attack. Kyler Murray makes up a big percentage of that, but they're one of the best rushing teams in football, and Seattle doesn't seem to be able to do pretty much anything on defense these days.
And just to take it away from zoology for a second, I'm sorry, but I've watched every snap of the last 2 Cardinals games, and I've noticed that they get a lot of calls from the zebras. Is there like a alliance in the animal community between the Cardinals and the zebras?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a relationship there.
This segment's so stupid. I love it.
I mean, they're not native to the same area,
right? So they don't help each other out. They're not like eating on the zebra's back because you do have little insects that do that. They help each out in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're disagreeing there. You're taking the Cardinals. Yeah. I'll begrudgingly take the Cardinals, even though I don't agree with it. I like the -3 with Seattle, but the Zookeeper has authority
Go
today.
with the Zookeeper.
All right, our next matchup, we have the Lions are going to be the worst team to ever have a 6-5 record, potentially. They're playing the Panthers this week. No Christian McCaffrey. Teddy Bridgewater's a little banged up, and given his horrible history of knee injuries,
don't play.
Alex Smith looks at his lower body and goes, "Ooh, that's messed up." And we have the Lions at the Panthers. Panthers are favored by 1.5. What do we need to know about these Lions?
So Lions, their we didn't even talk about the Seahawks' actual mascot. That's Blitz, by the way.
Oh.
So the Lions.
So they're going to need to blitz. They're going to be blitzed to beat that.
Yeah, they should, but they're not. They can't.
They can't. So. Yeah.
So the Lions, Rory.
Great name.
Hometown fella here, Rory. African lion.
Okay.
We'll do some metrics on him. Body length, 6 to 7 feet long. That's not including the tail. Shoulder height, about 3 to 4 feet high. Weighing in about 400 to 500 pounds.
Ooh. And I think the last Detroit Lion to actually weigh that much was Gosder Cherilus. So there are some correlations here.
Right.
Yes.
So what else do we need to know about these Lions? In the wild, are the Lions, do they have like an awful, short, obese man telling them where to go and what to do and to turn off their music and being like kind of racist?
I mean, essentially that's kind of what lions do. So the wild, when different males come in, so ordinarily the idea of like one male with a bunch of females, that's the pride of lions. That's actually not really the case most of the time. So usually there's 2 or 3 males that are kind of the pride males, and that's called a coalition. And it's just a pretty good, idea for a football team as well. You want to have a lot of different leaders, not just one. Unfortunately, Matt Patricia also did something that is very lion-like, which is when he came in, he pretty much killed everything and just started over from scratch.
Sure.
Brian, are you ready for the next word of the day?
What do you got?
Infanticide.
Infanticide?
Is that like an antacid you take after eating a baby?
Yes.
Infanticide.
No, when new pride males come in,
Yeah.
they kill all the babies that were there before.
And that is what Matt Patricia did.
That's exactly what Patricia did.
They were a 9-7 team on the under Caldwell. This new guy came in, he killed all the babies. You guys aren't doing this right, Darius Slay. You're a bum. So wow, there are some. This is scary.
Get out of here, Diggs.
He killed all the babies. He's a real lion.
This is
all
real.
Babies. And another thing that Patricia has is that beard. Darker maned males tend to have a more fit status.
Ooh,
wow.
You don't understand why he has that status. So it is the zoologic correlation once again rearing its dark-ringed head.
Yeah, and on the zoology picks we got in the chat here, you got to bet on the animal that wins in a fight. Otherwise, these aren't real zoology picks.
Well, we know a cardinal beats an osprey, and so these lions, according to this, they're pretty fast. They are. They can cover a lot of ground, and that doesn't seem to be the case with this defense.
No, but see, it's also for short spurts, so not an entire season.
Oh, so
Maybe
like so it's just like the first 3 quarters, and these Lions, they've been playing man-to-man the entire time, so they tire out in their short spurts, and then I bet these Lions give up a lot of fourth quarter leads too.
They do.
Yeah, Joel. No, this is Matt Patricia. This is the Lions. This is so weird.
Yeah, Matt Patricia is a Lion.
Yeah,
And he's gonna be a Lion leader for 5 more years. Oh, geez, kill me. And what else do we need to know about these Lions? Is there anything? What's the tail of the tail?
Yeah, so the tail, they have an interesting thing. So lions have a big poofy black set of fur at the very tip of their tail, but underneath that fur, they actually have what is somewhat referred to as a claw. It's not actually a claw, but there's a piece of keratin, which is what your fingernails are made out of, and it's usually like a spiky little thing. It's completely pointless. Pretty much like the Lions play calling.
Okay, that's fair. And what do we need to know about the Panthers? I see their name, their mascot's name is Sir Purr. Very
Sir
cute.
Purr, indeed. So he was knighted at some point.
He met the Queen.
Yeah, he did.
This Panther is something in common with Paul McCartney.
yeah, that's good. That's good company.
Yeah. So the interesting thing, there is not an animal also called a black panther that doesn't describe one specific thing.
Right. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it usually refers to jaguars or leopards, but since jaguars are another team in the NFL, we can't go with jaguar for here. So we're going to go with a leopard.
And why? What the great militants of the 60s and 70s? No one wanted to correct them. I guess they let the FBI go ahead and do that. Those are the jokes you make when Sam's not in the room. Okay, so what's the size of these Black Panthers?
Well, these are going to be smaller than lions. Their body length is about 5 to 6 feet. Their shoulder height 2 to 2.5 feet, and their weight is only about 80 pounds to 120 pounds, so a lot slighter than those lions. However, they also have a different lifestyle. So whereas the lions have that pride, which is pretty much the only thing the lions have left to play for, the panthers are a solitary animal. So that leopard is a solitary hunter, and they can drag prey up into the tops of trees that can weigh just as much or more than they do.
Whoa. And that's kind of like Matt Rule, actually, because he does things differently. They have a metrical emphasis in that franchise that's unlike any other NFL team. So I see the connection here as well. And they've had some good upsets earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So they're solitary hunters. So we have Rory, we have Sir Purr, and who do we like in this one?
So I actually was thinking I'm liking the Lions.
Oh yeah, I'm with that.
I think the injury bug has gotten to the Panthers a little bit more than they can actually handle. Yes. I assume Teddy Bridgewater's probably hurting more than he's letting on. Even if he starts, I don't know if he finishes the game. In which case, do you guys even know who their backup quarterbacks are?
PJ Walker?
Yeah,
PJ Walker, who played for Rule in Temple.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got 6 guys from Temple. They've got more people from Temple than my bar mitzvah.
Well, that's a good pick. I think that's going to be. This is when you're Joe, right? You're saying this might be the worst 6-5 team because this is an easy game for them.
It should be, but there's no easy game for the Lions. We saw that against Washington last week, and I think we kind of see that with their behaviors. The Lions don't know how to act, which has been true to the Lions since they were purchased on the day of the Kennedy assassination by the Ford family, but that's a story for our historian segment next week. And how about so we're on Cardinals, we're on Lions. In our last game we're going to match up, we have my favorite team to watch, our Wild Wednesday Super Bowl lock team, the Miami Dolphins. They're 3.5-point favorites at Denver versus the Broncos. What do we need to know about these Dolphins?
I love Dolphins.
Their mascot is TD.
I asked you, what do we need to know about these Dolphins? And Brian's just like, yeah, I love Dolphins. What's the one fact we need to know, Brian?
They're great. I love Dolphins. And they have a game on Sega Genesis, so come on.
Echo
the dolphin.
Have you ever seen The Graduate?
Yeah, I think so.
Mike Nichols, he could have done anything after that movie was made. His follow-up was a movie called The Day of the Dolphin about a dolphin that learned how to talk and was just really annoying.
That's bad. What a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, sorry, John. We really wasted.
Why? No. I mean, I think it's a pretty good segue. So we'll talk about their echolocation.
Ooh!
Word of the day, echolocation.
Love it.
And so the way that it works is that they emit sound, and then the thing that they actually have on the front of their head, it kind of looks like that cute forehead that they've got. It's actually called a melon.
Yeah,
and that helps to amplify that sound. That's how they receive it as well.
And when you were studying zoology and you were learning about dolphins and their huge foreheads, did you make excuse me, Professor, does that make them the Peyton Manning of the animal kingdom joke?
I wish I would have. I didn't, but I wish I would have.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so are they good with different locations? Because we all know teams have trouble in Denver. How would this echolocation come into effect at Mile High Stadium?
I think it comes down to Tua. So he's off to a great start. 5 touchdowns, no interception. He's really seeing the field well, so he's probably using some extra sense.
Yeah, and you know what?
To find out where those defenders are.
No, honestly, it makes sense because Tua, it's like I've never seen a rookie quarterback have such great pocket awareness. The way he makes room there is it's got to be echolocation.
Yeah, it's all over the field too.
It's
great.
also Brian Flores coming up with good positions to put him in. Chan Gailey's doing a great job with the OC work over there, and I think Tua is taking off exactly where he left it in college. So he's a touchdown machine with very few turnovers, and he's proven that he can do that in the NFL.
And I'm reading your notes. It says baby dolphins are born fluke first. What do the Bears 5-1 start have to do with the Dolphins' birth?
So that fluke first is actually tail first.
Tail first,
and it prevents them from drowning.
What?
And it kind of speaks to where the Dolphins are sitting at their schedule. They really need to win the next 3 games, which are against the Broncos, Jets, and Bengals. Very winnable games because their next 4 after that are Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, Bills.
Ooh.
That's not going to be an easy way to finish off their schedule. So they really need to get these wins in now.
Cool.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And how about on the other side of the field?
On the other side of the field are the Broncos, which technically have 2 horse mascots.
That's too many.
Yeah, that's too many. I pick one.
Yeah, more horses than a Tom Waits album.
So one of them is Thunder. That's a real horse. That's the one that runs around on the field. That's an Arabian. That's what breed of horse he is.
And is this real horse that runs on the field? Is he happy performing for no fans, or does he miss the crowd? Does he miss the cheer?
I'm assuming he probably misses that crowd roar.
Oh wow! So
they can feed on the energy too. I mean, he's out there performing, but
I didn't know they did. That's sweet.
Yeah, but the other one is Miles. Miles is just the mascot, but we're going to assume that he's an American quarter horse.
Okay. How are American quarter horses?
They're excellent. They're about 16 hands high. Brian, do you know how many inches are in a hand?
I don't.
4.
4. Wow.
So it's about 64 inches at the shoulder.
He wrote that down.
All those hands are actually what Drew Lock's receivers need because his completion percentage is about 55% right now.
That's cool.
And do these horses in the wild, do they have a propensity to do the Drew Lock dance?
I don't think so, but quarter horses, which is the American quarter horse, are really, really good at that kind of quick, short burst of movement. So they got the name of a quarter horse because they were so fast over a quarter-mile long race.
Ah, that makes sense. And we saw them get out to a great start. And these horses, are they injury prone? Do they damage easily? Because that's kind of been the story with Denver for me. They've just gone down easily. Like if this Broncos team were actually Broncos, Mile High Stadium would just be filled with Elmers right now.
Yes, they certainly would. I would say another interesting thing here with the Broncos and the American Quarter Horse and the stable of running backs that they were supposed to have is just a case of just complete and utter underproduction. Obviously, they've had some injury things with Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay, but going into the season, I was expecting this running back crew to really help Drew Lock out, and they've just come up flat.
Yeah, but that's also Drew Lock's been hurt. Melvin Gordon's been hurt. Phillip Lindsay's been hurt. These horses are inconsistent. They're not able to get off to a healthy trot.
Ooh, indeed. Well done.
Okay, so we have these Dolphins. We know they're shrewd. We know they're smart. We know the Broncos. It sounds like they're very good at the things they do, but are kind of limited. Dolphins versus Broncos. Who do we like in this matchup?
I think we have to go Dolphins all the way.
Dolphins all the way.
With that.
Okay, I'm with it. So this week we'll be backing the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Sorry Blitz. We'll be backing the Lions. Sorry, Sir Purr. And then we'll be backing the Miami Dolphins. Apologies to both Miles and Thunder. These are our zoologic picks of the week. John, thanks for coming on to guide us through our wagers and all of our bets for the week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your rhino.
And I hope you're not a hiscivore.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm an omnivore. I'll take anything around. Yeah.
Yeah, and what am I if I just eat shit on these bets this weekend?
A Lions fan.
Johnny Scaramucci, thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks, John.
Adios.
All right, that was a really fun segment. Then you can only find stuff like this at the Props Network, thepropsnetwork.com. It's not just the home for our football wagers / animal bets. It's the place where bets begin. No, the Props Network isn't a sports book. It's where smart bettors and new players go before the sports book. Why? Because the Props Network has a few things that all bettors need. Exclusive sign-up bonuses, reporting on weekly promos, free betting picks, and live odds comparison for every football game. A visit to thepropsnetwork.com before placing a bet guarantees that you'll be wagering with the best available bonus and getting the biggest possible payout when your bets hit. This week at the Props Network, you'll get $30 free bets, no deposit required from Unibet Sportsbook, 4 risk-free bets up to $1,000 at PointsBet with code BONUSPROPS, and up to a $1,000 signing bonus from DraftKings Sportsbook. You can get all these deals and more at thepropsnetwork.com. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Well, this has been the wildest of Wild Wednesdays, and there's only one way we can truly do it justice. Here, as always, gracing us with his presence, the great one, the wonderful guy, the roast ghost himself. Say hello to Eli Sairs.
Hey, woo, woo, woo.
What's up, Eli? How are you?
Out there, so cold out there, but now I'm all cozy with my Props Network family.
Yeah.
You got some gator teeth? What is this?
They're gator hands.
Yeah, they're just hands. Yeah, I've seen them look more like hands.
Yeah, they're from my dad. He said we needed him to ward off evil spirits.
Well, this is your dad. This is what your dad calls potpourri. Sprucing up the place.
Hey, don't make fun of my dad.
I love Bob.
He's the reason you're a minister, okay? Fun fact, my dad made Eli a minister without his knowledge or consent.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's good looking out, Bob. Changed my life forever. Anyone trying to get married? I don't go, yeah? I'll marry you to literally whatever. That's probably not the progressive way to say this, but I'm just saying, like, if it's a dude or like whatever.
Well, we had the zoologist on. We could find some of animals that would be interested. So we're good.
You want to marry an animal? You want to marry some gator feet? I now pronounce you Mr. Gator Feet. Yeah.
Congratulations.
You got to put a little ring on this.
Toss it backwards. Let Joel. Who's going to catch it?
Oh, shit. I'm a Lions fan. I don't know anything about rings.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
That's good. That was good.
yeah, before we get going, we have our roast of the week, and
I always forget. Yeah.
and before we get into that, I teased it on Monday. I wrote a roast about you, Brian.
Yes, that's right.
Doesn't Brian seem like the type of guy who does captchas for fun?
Oh, shit. That's fun. That's fun. Shit. That's really
That's
good
a
one.
nice
Damn it,
little
that's right.
PG one.
Damn
That's
it,
fun.
you
I
are
like
correct,
those
and
ones.
that is correct in all accounts. There
Our-
are fun.
You look forward to selecting all the crosswalks. Like, oh, what fun! This is so fun.
Like,
and
aha, I
interesting.
got one.
Is
This is one. This is it. I see it.
Yeah, whenever we have dead air, Brian just tells me what is a traffic light. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 roasts for Will.
Okay.
Will Muschamp, he is the fired coach from the South Carolina Gamecocks. They had a pretty bad meltdown against Mississippi State last weekend. They gave up 59 points.
To Mississippi State.
And he's kind of the Matt Patricia of college football. He's a guy who built his reputation on having great defenses at great programs under better coaches, and he's terrible at coaching defense.
I'll preface, I like the Gamecocks and I like Will. I like them all, but was that the one that Lane Kiffin ran down the field and threw his damn clipboard up?
It might be.
Ole Miss. I was in brain shot. You got.
You want to go first?
Let me find it.
Okay, so Ole Miss last week put up 702 yards, and people don't give it up for the Rebels like that ever. Are you a Power 5 team or the crowd at a Trump rally?
Will Muschamp find employment? I don't know. The difference between a Gamecocks football game and an illegal cockfight. If Will Muschamp tried to coach a football game, the cops will stop him.
He's a terrible coach. With him roaming the sidelines, they were actually the delay of Gamecocks.
Well, he coached the Gamecocks football because his hygiene wasn't good enough to get into actual cockfights.
What an embarrassing loss. It was the first time someone who looked like Will put on a polo shirt and wasn't able to call themselves a proud boy.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see. He looks like a big stretched out baby. It's nice to see. He got exterminated. It's nice to see South Carolina embrace abortion.
He previously worked under Gus Malzahn and Tommy Tuberville, and unfortunately, they taught him everything they know.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking big bloated waterlogged baby. Makes sense he was chewed up and spit out by the Gators because he looks like that kid in Orlando finally got spit out by that gator.
In 1991, Will earned it when he walked on at the University of Georgia. And in 2020, Will earned it when he walked into the unemployment office.
Nice. Let's see, I did that waterlogged one. Okay, you can't. He looks like you can't say the R word, but he can't say the R word, but he didn't get the role as Coach Taylor because he kept getting distracted by the Friday night lights.
He sucked at Florida, South Carolina, LSU, Auburn. The only way he could disappoint more Southern states is if he renamed a Confederate monument.
Let's see. I wrote. He looks stupid. Steve Durrier. That's a bad.
He is just like Steve Spurrier. He coached at Florida. He coached at South Carolina. And if you look at him closely, you can tell there's something missing at the top of his head.
Nice.
Oh, I got one.
Here's a one.
He ran track for Darlington School in Georgia.
That's funny. That's funny. Picturing Will Muschamp run track is very funny to me.
There you go. See, I told you.
Look, he's gone from college. I think we're gonna start seeing him on Sundays when the church gives hot meals to the homeless. The movie The Longest Yard is about him walking up to the porch as a salesman, his new job. That sucks. And no, I should have said Longest Yard is about him walking up to the porch asking if he can chop wood for pay. That's maybe a little better. Do you have any more?
No, I did 7 jokes. You said you also had 7 jokes, and then you did 12.
Let me see if there's any worth saying. A lot of these are not worth saying.
You're worse with math than Will with clock management.
Whoa. Let's see. I had some bad. No, that's a stupid one. It looks like a giant got turned normal size. One more, or maybe 2. Didn't help his team get a lot of touchdowns, but he does look touched by downs.
Okay.
What? Delete that one. Okay, well then I'm gonna skip this one. And last one,
You thought you couldn't say the R word, but you could do that joke.
I didn't say the R word. When they found out Will Muschamp was fired, South Carolina residents were upset. They're like, "Why are you interrupting my Clemson game to tell me this?"
All right, Will Muschamp, we wish you well, and
Love Will, love the game, love South Carolina. They're great.
and let's get right into it. Do we take the dead cat bounce? South Carolina is getting almost a touchdown, 6.5 points against Missouri this weekend.
Wait, say it again.
South Carolina, they're dogs this week against Mizzou.
No.
Yeah, nearly a touchdown.
By Mizzou? That's probably fair.
Really?
What do you think? You like the Gamecocks there?
I mean, I always like to bet on a team that loses their coach, that when the coach is underperforming.
Yeah.
And this is, it's kind of tough because Israel Mukamu, he is an amazing cornerback. He has better size than like most NFL cornerbacks. He skips the rest of the season to get ready for the NFL draft. Not great.
No, that's going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
You think Mizzou covers that, Bri?
Yeah, that's an easy cover.
Oh, you think Mizzou covers it, but you
Yeah.
think South Carolina covers?
Well, it's just like general
This is
theory.
crazy.
Like every time a coach gets fired, I want to kick the tires on betting that team the next week.
Yeah.
That's probably, but I personally think that Mizzou will probably cover.
Okay, that's a stay away. So we have a great slate of college games this weekend.
What do we got?
Well, before we get into it, I just want to say that Cincinnati is gunning for BYU. They're
Gunning for
listening to the walk-on, the Cincinnati
Well, I
head
figured.
coach. They said, we want BYU in the postseason. Let's get our big non-Power 5 championship. Make it happen, Cincinnati.
I would love that. That'd be amazing.
Shouts to Luke, to Coach
Lou
Fickle.
Holtz?
No.
Now you like that big Trump endorsement, huh?
Yeah, no, I pronounced that so bad. I have no surprise that you went to Lou Holtz there. But yeah, they're gunning for him. And Cincinnati they've been killing teams. They have their toughest game of the year. They're going to Central Florida. They're favored by 5.5 points. And it's a tough decision for me.
That's tough for you?
I think so. They score points through the air, but UCF is a powerful
Ritter's
program.
been good. The defense is great. I think the Bearcats cover here personally. 5.5. I think so.
Yeah.
You're right that it's not. You're right that it's not like a definite obvious. But I think I think Cincinnati will cover that shit.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati's the best non-Power 5 team. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, my attitude towards college football right now is to back Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina every single week. That's worked every week so
Coastal
far.
Carolina got a bit of a tough one though, right?
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think with UCF, the past couple games, they've been beating their teams like 10 plus. I don't think you're going to be able to do that with Cincinnati. But if it's a shootout, like one of those classic barn burners, then, we got something going.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough matchup, but, just given my bias, how much I've enjoyed Cincinnati this year, you want to dance
keep
with
the
the one
rolling.
who took you there.
Yeah.
So I'm back in Cincinnati this week.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah.
Cosign.
Oh, we got a Wild Wednesday agreement. The wildest thing of all. Akron looked pretty good last night. They scored some points.
They scored some points, but they just gave away points all the time.
Hey, I want to focus on the first part. They scored in the 30s. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I'm really excited that our offense is finally taking off. Our running back's looking good.
I watched the Buffalo game. I actually didn't really watch it. Did Zach Gibson start?
Yeah, he started.
He did?
Again.
How did
yeah.
did he look douchey?
He looked better. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
he's like
better?
it's just more progression.
Okay,
like he's,
okay.
I think he's trusting. Everyone's. It's in
He's a
this
freshman,
point of
right? I mean,
he had 2 years, like kind of that red shirt. But I think it's everyone's trusting each other. finally.
Oh, you
So,
gotta have trust, baby.
You gotta have that trust.
Unfortunately, you need talent too, so they won't really get anywhere.
They won't
but
get
it's good
anywhere.
They trust each other.
Yeah,
It's
so if
good
they keep,
this squad of talentless people all trust each other.
they just gotta figure
I'm
out
sorry,
how
I'm
to.
kidding. They're good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I mean they got in the 30s yesterday. I mean that hasn't happened at Akron University since you last took an arithmetic exam.
That is true.
Whoa.
You're
That's
sitting
true.
on that one. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I was excited. I'm gonna get Brian.
No, it's true.
And it's a shame this one. There was a good Thursday night game. I'm inclined to back Tulsa, 6.5 point
I
favorite.
mean, after they made us look like fools.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
embarrassed.
that was so
after
weird.
They humiliated us.
They're like,
When I saw it was like 24/7 SMU, I was like, nice. And
Yeah,
then
I
I kept watching. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, SMU blew a lead.
Yeah.
Tulsa, and they hadn't
Tulsa's
played yet.
good.
They made a statement.
Right.
Small sample set with them, you know.
the better is right though. Las Vegas is right about that whole thing.
They knew. Vegas always knows, and we have to interpret it. And okay, there's two marquee games of this weekend. First one, Indiana at OSU. We've been talking about this game for a couple weeks here. I had it marked on my calendar, and then I knew the line would be high. I was stunned by it. What do you think that line is?
I think I saw it. Was it 20 or something like that?
Yeah, 20.5 points.
And it stayed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that might happen. I probably wouldn't lay money that would happen. 20 and a half? Would you? You wouldn't take Buckeyes here, would you?
No, I think it's a stay away because
I think so
the
too.
Buckeyes, their biggest flaw so far in the games I've watched is teams can move the ball through the air against them, and Penix is
on fire. And that team believes in themselves. I think that who knows what will happen, obviously. I think it's not even crazy to think Indiana, they won't, but it wouldn't be insane if they won. I think that what will probably happen is they stay within 10 for most of the game, and then towards the end, Buckeyes get a couple touchdowns and make it look a little less close than it actually was. I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, but I think Indiana might want to be looking ahead to next year. Fields is going into the NFL.
You think they're looking ahead of Ohio State?
Well, it's like I think they want to play him tough because with Fields going to the draft, I mean,
oh, they're going to give him hell. Yeah.
Indiana might be favored in the Big Ten next year if things hold.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Stevie Scott has a big game against.
This will be a
State.
telling game because I mean we're all high on Indiana as we should be, but it could be that the Buckeyes just fucking crush them.
Yeah,
but I think that Indiana will put up a fight and it'll be a fun game. But I think the Buckeyes will end up winning comfortably.
Yeah, I mean they had what they were off last week, so do a little COVID bye week fatigue, or they're going to come out chomping at the bits. I mean, you saw the Wisconsin; they didn't play, came out firing. So
and even across the board, if we want to extend the COVID bye week into the NFL, like the teams affected by COVID have been surprisingly strong. Don't be muttering about the NFL. This is a sports podcast. You're on a segment.
But no, you're totally right. It really surprised us. So yeah, they can come out firing.
Well, I think that once they get very frustrated when they have to sit out for a couple weeks or whatever, and they just think about just how bad they're going to destroy their opponent when they come back, and they work hard. I think they come out real hungered after these COVID things.
I couldn't disagree more. I cannot imagine an Ohio State player thinking.
Damn, Joel. Damn, getting mean.
Go Blue.
I felt bad for calling Akron talentless. I don't even think that. And it's objectively true, but I don't think it because I'm not an asshole.
Thank you, Eli.
Because I have respect for my good friend, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this line were a little lower. I wish certain people conceded so I could take the Buckeye money line, but it is what it is. The line's too high. I think it's a stay away.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Probably the most intriguing matchup from a real college football perspective. Okie State at Oklahoma.
Yes. Bedlam.
That's going to be really exciting.
Bedlam.
Can I say I talk a lot of trash on this podcast. I exaggerate a bit.
I think your picks are good.
I legitimately had a dream that Okie State won the national championship this week.
You really don't like Oklahoma, right? You really don't like Spencer.
I mean, it's just you put someone in at Oklahoma, they're automatically a superstar.
Yeah.
It's being handed to Spencer a little bit too easily, and it's just
Also, it's always handed to Oklahoma a little too. They always are like ordained from the get-go.
Yeah, and
they always want them to end up being a playoff team.
Yeah, and I mean the Big 12, is it a conference or is it Oklahoma, Texas, and everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma State is better than Oklahoma.
I agree with you.
Yes.
And Oklahoma State is a touchdown underdogs in this game.
So weird.
And that's just because of what we're getting at. Oklahoma is a public team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know, Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, they're going to win by more than a touchdown.
Yep.
I don't believe it.
And
I don't believe it either. I think. Well, I mean, they might win, but I think it's gonna be really close.
Yeah, and like a rivalry game, if I think one team is better, if I think one team is motivated, Oklahoma State, I know they didn't look great against Kansas State, who beat Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I know they got beaten in overtime by Texas, but
that was weird, and that shouldn't have happened either. That was, and I think is Spencer Sanders necessarily a worse quarterback than Spencer Rattler?
At this point, not really.
I don't necessarily think so.
Spencer Rattler may well get there, but
he's not there now.
I think that Oklahoma State's the best team in the conference.
I think so too, and they're going to play better defense than Oklahoma too. So
yeah,
I think Okie State is the best team in the conference as well.
Yeah, Okie State, lock it in. Now we've got real football teams to talk about. Appalachian State versus what? They beat Michigan.
Hey.
That used to mean something.
That does mean something.
And they're playing Coastal Carolina.
Oh boy.
Coastal Carolina's favored by 5.5. I know we would be inclined to just back Coastal Carolina here.
Look, Appalachian State is tough. I don't.
They move the ball through the air. They've got a great quarterback, Zach
Thomas.
Their quarterbacks don't like to slide or go out of bounds. That's the thing they pride themselves on. They've taken a step back since Drinkwitz went to Missouri, but they're still very tough and very good. 5.5. God damn, they screw us over with these numbers. They make it perfectly not good. 5. I don't know if do you take that?
I kind of want to take it. I kind of want to take it.
I
think Harrington has a good game. I think you have Appalachian going up that mountain. They're ready.
Look,
they played garbage people, so this is kind of a good statement game for them.
Yeah, and I would bet on Appalachian State. I don't want to bet against Coastal Carolina. I just like them. I think
Coastal's going to win also.
All right.
Yeah,
I think it might be like a field goal type deal.
Yeah, and what's the over in this game? So it's over under 48. That's a nice line right there.
Pretty low. Yeah,
for these two teams.
Why don't you should we just say take the over instead of
take the over?
Yeah,
all day.
Take the over
that's over.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe if even that seems bad, you tease Appalachian State and the over, you take that over down to 42. You take Appalachian State to plus 11.5. I would feel really good about that.
It's 3.5 at BetMGM.
Oh,
Ooh. Book is 5.5. BetMGM is 3.5.
Okay, so if you're a walk-on listener, you can go there, buy a half point, and then you can take Coastal Carolina. And that makes sense because if you're listening to this show, you know to bet it at BetMGM and you know to bet on Coastal Carolina. We love the Chanticleers. What's up, Sammy?
Why would there be a 2-point difference between one book and every other book?
It's probably because of the handle. I think in a lot of places that Coastal Carolina is become a public team by virtue of being a team that not many casual fans are too familiar with, that they probably were getting money just thrown on them.
They're a little bit of a kind of a media darling this year, and that people catch on to that.
But that's a big difference in lines, 2 points, and maybe it's what we're talking about because their defense has given up points before. They're going against a passing offense, and it does kind of strike me as a field goal game.
Dude, I mean, 2 points, it's an entire South Carolina game's difference worth of points. Holy shit.
He's gone. So, yeah, I like the tease there. But if you're on BetMGM, go the other way. Okay, so LSU, they're at Arkansas.
What's the line on that? What's that?
It opened with Arkansas favored, and tons of money have just gone onto LSU. They're now favored by 3 points at the book I'm looking at.
I don't know. I think are people just doing that because it's LSU and
Yeah.
Arkansas? That's all
Yeah.
like historical bias, right?
100% LSU. It's the same thing with Oklahoma. Even when they're bad, people will bet on them.
Yeah, they're
and this
yeah.
line is evidence of that.
Yeah.
Going
So
Arkansas.
we're taking Arkansas here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Arkansas all day. I like that. And so this is a fun one. We have a couple crazy lines. I want you to rank them in what's most likely to hit to least likely to hit. Clemson, 34.5-point favorites versus Florida State. Florida, 31-point favorites at Vanderbilt. And Alabama, 31-point favorites versus Kentucky.
I think it might already be in order.
Yeah?
I think that Clemson's the most likely one to cover. And then I think, what's the line on the second one?
31 for Florida.
And Vanderbilt is 0-6, and they're going to go 0-7 again. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, I think it's in order that way. I think it's in descending
Yeah.
order as is, the way you phrased it.
Yeah, I'd maybe swap out just Clemson and Florida. I'd might
You
get
think
Florida.
that's a more solid one?
Yeah, because I think
I could see it, yeah.
Florida's a run up the score team for me. They want Trask to. He's got a chance at breaking Burrow's touchdowns in a season record of 60.
He's going for it, yeah.
He's averaging 4.5 touchdowns per
Trask
game.
is legit, man.
Yeah, he looks really
Yeah,
great.
Trask is really good. Pitts is great. Yeah, and I think Clemson, the reason I thought that about Clemson is kind of the same thing. They're both one-loss teams who realize they have to look good, and they're going to just go fucking hog wild.
Yeah, like these teams, they are gunning for that last playoff spot. The 4 seed is beckoning to both of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're going to be just trying to put up those margins. And if Clemson, just by virtue of it being Florida State, a big win against them, looks
Although
great.
Florida State, like I said a few weeks ago, I enjoy watching their sloppy garbage style. I think Florida State will still surprise you again this season at some point.
But maybe that was a sign of things to come with UNC because they've been a little shaky ever
UNC,
since. Yeah,
UNC has been a little bit shaky since then, haven't they?
yeah.
They didn't. They were one of the only ones we didn't call that one right. Right? They didn't cover this last week. They won, right? But
They
won by
but we
4 points or some shit. Yeah.
and it you know what? It's hard to predict a Wild Wednesday.
You might say impossible.
And but you know what? I'm looking ahead. Black Friday, we have UNC Notre Dame.
Ooh, daddy.
That'll probably be
That's a tough one. Oof.
They'll probably be 10.5-point dogs. I'm gonna be back in UNC.
If the line's
Yeah?
that hard, yeah, I think
Why?
I think Notre Dame will win a close one with them, but 10 points. I don't think Notre Dame can beat UNC by 10 points.
Because
over
it's
10.
Mac Brown, and
Or
Mac
will.
Brown recruits, and he specifically loves the bluest of blue chip players. He's got a couple of them in the Tar Heel blue. So I think that's enough to kind of stay close
And
against Notre Dame. And
Notre Dame is never 100% reliable. Like you never know. Even though even if no matter how impressive they look, they might shit the bed any moment.
yeah, and like Notre Dame, like it's hard to really take the top 25 ranking seriously, seeing Notre Dame ranked second.
Yeah.
In no world are they the second best team.
It's not.
So you think it's just...
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati would fuck up Notre Dame.
Ooh,
yeah.
And hopefully UNC beats them so we get that matchup. Yeah, that would be UC's Super
And
Bowl.
I have respect for Notre Dame. I think they are good, but I don't think they're one of the 4 best teams.
And just on that point, does the top 25 matter? Liberty ranked 21st in the country.
Awesome.
They're playing unranked NC State.
That'll be a fun one.
I
And-
love this game. Yeah.
I can't wait for this game.
Yeah.
This is going to tell us a lot. I'd love to see what Hugh Freeze. Jeez.
Yeah, and
If Liberty pulls it off, they're good this year. You know.
they are good, and they are dogs. You know what NC State's favored by? The scary one, 3.5.
The 3.5.
3.5.
Stay gross and stay gross. But NC State, they've played some tough teams, so they have the chops ready to go up against
gonna be a great
like a
test
high
for
power.
Liberty.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great test for Liberty.
Yeah, but just by virtue of them being NC State and them being Liberty, you might see just a better quality of athlete at certain positions
For sure,
for the
yeah.
Wolfpack.
Right. But it's really you got to be Question is, will Liberty play mistake-free ball?
I mean, who's Liberty played right now? I've got their schedule in front of me. They haven't played. They beat Virginia Tech.
Right.
They beat Syracuse, North Alabama, Western Kentucky. If there's a lot of directions while I'm looking at your schedule, I'm not too impressed.
What was the score on the Virginia Tech game again?
They won by 3.
I don't know.
They beat Pitt.
They
Call.
So
NC State beat Pitt.
You like NC State here?
Yeah, I'm inclined to back, but that's a bad guy. I feel like such a heel backing.
You're probably doing the right thing, though.
Yeah.
I want to root for Liberty, but I think you're probably right that I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes these little teams, you believe in them so hard, and then they go up against
Wolfpack's coming. Ow! That's a bad.
Yeah, I
that's
think I might agree with you, Joel. I think I would love it if Liberty wins, but I think that what's probably going to happen is NC State will win.
And like certain games, like I didn't even know how this got on the schedule. Abilene Christian versus Virginia. Virginia's favored by, I think, 39.5.
Wow,
Abilene needed some money.
Abilene
Abilene needed some money.
Oh, sorry. The line has moved. Virginia's only favored by 39.
That's great. That's great. Yeah,
what was
that's
it before?
39.5.
Oh, okay.
This is when the team buys a game.
Went down a whole South Carolina halftime.
I'm going to give you
half of a game.
$2.5 million to play my football team, and here you go. You need it. Thanks, Abilene.
I don't know if I trust Virginia to beat anyone like over by 39 points. I don't think that they would beat the Little Giants, the movie Rick Moranis movie, by 39 points.
Well, we know Hot Hands is a legit -- receiver. You got Icebox. She's bringing a lot of pressure.
Breaking
from the
down
defensive.
doors, breaking glass ceilings. You got
Yeah, they're going to be putting their names up on the water
Yeah.
tower.
Rick Moranis is being chased by someone trying to punch him, so he's distracted. But
Yeah, I didn't realize that movie was set in New York.
is it?
No.
Oh,
That's just what happened to Rick Moranis.
there you go.
Shouts to the Upper East Side. Yeah, so Abilene Christian, you know what? They haven't gotten blown out yet this year. They played Army. They kept it within 32. It might be fun just to back them 39 points.
I mean, yeah, I think this is just fun bet. This is fun bet Saturday.
Yeah, like if
Hey, it's what's today? It's Wild Wednesday, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get wild and
Get
back 'em.
wild.
Yeah, and if Buffalo Wild Wings were open, it would be so fun to just post up there on Saturday.
Hey, can you do the Alabama Christian game? Can you have that up?
Wearing a jersey of it.
Well, you could just dress like
Where
Jesus.
do the other alumnus sit? Like,
Yeah, I was supposed to meet St. Thomas Aquinas here.
What is their mascot?
It's the Wildcats.
Jerry Sandusky. Oh, Wildcats again. There's so many Wildcats and Cougars and
Yeah, it's all about the cats. Got to get them.
Yeah, 39 is an insane line.
It's a big ass number
Okay, so I saved my 2 favorites
for last.
for last.
What we
Thank you. I like Wisconsin, 7.5 versus Northwestern.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take.
Yeah,
I would take. I would take
because
that.
I think this is another field goal game.
Northwestern's good. I think Northwestern's good. I think Wisconsin's very good. It would seem, right?
Yeah.
From what we've seen so far. Well, not a lot. We haven't seen a lot, but with Michigan, I don't know. I think they're really good.
Yeah, but Northwestern, they looked great in week 1. They put up so many points against Maryland. But Maryland,
Talia's been lighting it up.
Yeah.
Maryland's a fun football team to watch.
I love it.
But really, I think you buy the half point here. You go on Wisconsin, and it's not a typical Wisconsin team. They don't run it down your throat. They're
Throwing that shit. Mertz was a little bit less insanely like Heisman looking this time around, but he still was good.
Yeah, and like they have a vertical deep threat offense, probably because they're not allowed within 6 feet of each other at practice. But yeah, I Northwestern, they
can still run. Nakia Watson's good. Like they got, it's not,
Yeah, Northwestern, I just don't think they've played the right team yet.
I think you're right. I think they're a good team, and it's fun that they're good. But yeah, they're not going to be Wisconsin. They're not on that level. I don't think.
Wisconsin's tight end is really good, so I think he just mows down everybody. So
yeah, this
pretty
is
easy.
In Wisconsin. They're making statements. They've looked awesome so far. They've blown out. Have they been in a close game yet?
Nah. They won Ohio State, baby. That's gonna be a fun one.
they
They could do it.
Yeah,
They could do it.
And it'll be just like last year. They'll keep it close for a half, and then
They were winning for the half last year, and then they fucked up.
Yeah, back when Quintez Cephas could catch. Ooh, he had a rough one Sunday.
That's a tough. You're gonna have that.
And then I've been wrong on him every week,
Huh.
and I've lost money on him every week.
Oh no!
But this is not me supporting them. This is me shorting the competition. USC 3.5-point favorites at Utah.
4.5,
3.5.
3.5.
I misspoke. I think I said 4.5. I looked at the number and said the wrong one.
Utah, their first 2 games canceled. So
Yeah, it's such a small data set. I would almost stay away from it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think USC is not amazing.
No, but Utah, they have so many new pieces on that defense.
It's gonna be they're taking a step back without a doubt. So I think USC will probably win. We don't know enough about Utah. I personally would stay away from it.
Okay, then I will stay away.
No, it's your USC though. If you want to bet on USC, bet on USC.
Yeah, but I keep losing money. The last time I lost so much money on USC, I got a degree.
And then became ultimately more successful in New York City than Mark Sanchez.
I caught a pass
You're
from
more
him,
established right now.
and we both do our best work with a butt. Sorry, that was my version of Eli's joke from earlier.
And the line's what? Just -3, right?
Yeah, which one? I don't even know which joke I had.
Minus 3.5.
-3.5.
And it, I just go through the lines every week. I look for that 3.5, and then I kind of think about the rosters. That's kind of become my process for analyzing these football games every week. But yeah, so many new pieces off that Utah defense. They're replacing, I think, 4 starters who went to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. USC, I think their offense has an ass kicking in them at one of these weeks. And they've looked so bad that these lines have been going down. But I think it's also possible that they just did enough to win against Arizona and Arizona State, because you don't need to do that much when you're USC.
Yeah. Some teams like that. That 2015, USC is not 2015 Clemson, but 2015 Clemson lost a lot or won a lot of games by 3 points, and you could be like, oh well, look, that means that they're only barely better than these teams. No, it just means that you always find a way to scrap it out. And that's a good character trait for a team. So USC might have that character trait. You could be onto something.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
You know what could be fun? A USC-Wisconsin moneyline parlay. That could be good value there, because I feel very confident. The thing I feel most confident in is Wisconsin winning this week.
Yeah. I think Wisconsin's going to win.
And I think the biggest variable I see out there is all the new pieces on the Utah defense. So
That's fair too.
That play.
Hey, I'm definitely not calling Utah to win it. I just think because no games and all that, and because of USC not blowing me away. I guess I'm scared to bet on that one personally.
Yeah, Utah.
You ain't crazy though. You ain't crazy.
They're playing in Utah. It's gonna be like 45 degrees. Can they play without a hoodie?
Kidneys?
Huh?
You said kidneys?
No.
Oh, candies.
yeah, he said can of peas.
Oh,
A can of peas. Yeah.
normal football.
But 45
talk.
degrees. Cold day.
Typical can of peas.
And let's close on this one. Probably the funniest story in college football last week was Penn State extending their coach hours before getting blown out.
You never sign a contract while you're about to play. Even like in mid-season, don't do it.
Well, you
Bad juju.
I mean, if you're Franklin, you're like, yeah, let me sign right now. The job you've done. You're like, oh, they want me to stay at my job.
Here. Take my arm. Sign it.
That's not a contract for coaching. That's a contract for a future
I mean,
buyout.
look, re-signing Jerry Sandusky would be a better PR move for Penn State.
Yeah, it's there, and I don't know. Iowa, I suppose the lines moved so much.
Iowa's not super reliable. Who are they playing?
They're playing Penn State.
Ah, fuck. Penn
And
State.
Penn State is.
Just don't bet on Penn State. I'll probably say that every time. Don't bet on just whatever the game. I don't like Penn State to do anything against Iowa. I don't even think Iowa's that great anymore. But like, I think. What do you think? You like Penn State or Iowa here?
I just wanted to talk about how funny that
Oh, it's
that coaching
hilarious.
extension was. Like, this game's a
Hilarious.
total stay away.
And Will Muschamp lost his job.
Yeah, the only way you could be more irresponsible with your money than betting on this game is extending Coach Franklin. It's insane.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
What's the line on this one?
Penn State is 2.5 dogs. They opened as 2.5 favorites and tons of money. All the money's going on Iowa.
That's a little bit of recency bias, but it might be correct recency bias. What do you think here other than
Yeah.
I just kind of stay away from anything Penn State right now. That would be my rule. I definitely would not put money on Penn State to cover 2.5.
Nah.
I think Iowa will probably beat them, honestly.
And look, if you want value in the Big Ten, it's in the least interesting game. Illinois at Nebraska. Illinois played Nebraska to the end of the game last year. I think they lost by 4. I know they have a better coach than Scott Frost, and they're they're 14.5 point underdogs against a crappy Nebraska team that
who just beat Penn State though.
Yeah, but
just beat the best team in the Big Ten
in 1994.
The best.
Hey, I like Lovie Smith. I think I hope Illinois pulls it out. What's the line again? Sorry.
Illinois is 14.5 point underdogs.
Really?
Yeah, and especially for the play style of these two teams, they run clock like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska's going to win, but I kind of like Illinois to cover there.
And looking at the over-under for this game, like 59?
Yeah, I don't like anything about this.
How?
That's
This one smells.
these are terrible lines.
Yeah.
What is this? Our roast of Will Muschamp?
Yeah, and like I really like this looking at it, but that's a suspicious line. Something does not seem right there.
You take
Yeah.
Illinois?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would take to cover the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, Lovie Smith, I've seen him go to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. Scott Frost, I've seen him win a Heisman Trophy it didn't deserve.
Yeah. Put those together. You got magic.
You got magic. You got a $25 profit on Illinois. So, yeah, this week I think I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to back Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma.
Love it.
I'm going to back Wisconsin versus Northwestern. Additionally, I will be tying the Wisconsin money line to the USC money line, and I think I'll be taking these all on the account we share. So I hope you like these bets too.
I should have been paying attention then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he only pays attention when he's writing down our scandalous things we say.
When he's editing, when he's being a cop, when he's editing, saying cutting my jokes and
Yeah, the props cop,
Prop
Sam
cop.
Kotler. Yeah.
props.
Write that down.
Yeah. Give me the police uniform I look like I belong in
I think
anyway.
I think we should defund Sam. Personally, I think
That's what we do every week, bro. Boom.
scamming them.
Scam
Sam.
Scam Kotler. Yeah, this is really divulged, but we're gonna have a great week.
Who else we like?
Cincinnati versus UCF. That's a stay away. Arkansas, I suppose.
That's one that's I'm a little nervous about it, but I think I stand by it. Yeah, I think Arkansas is going to pull it off.
I think Florida actually. They want Trask to win that Heisman.
Oh yeah,
They
Florida.
want
I
him
think
to
Florida
put
will
up
cover.
those.
Love it. Yeah, I think Florida will cover.
And then I hate it, but NC State. I think
All
that's
day.
a smart
I'm
bet.
with
I think it's a
State,
smart
yeah.
bet. I don't like it. Feels dirty, but you got to do it. Yeah.
So we have NC State, the USC Wisconsin money line parlay. We have Wisconsin versus Northwestern, maybe by a half point there.
Wisconsin, what?
Maybe by a point. Buy them to 7
Love it,
as opposed
love
to
it.
the 7.5. Oklahoma State.
Love it.
Maybe is that a money line play? Do you want to bet Oklahoma State to win?
Yes.
Oklahoma State is plus 205, so you bet 25 to win 51.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the better team. Oh, yeah, and then like it's emotionally satisfying to cheer against Oklahoma.
It is great. I think that the only thing Oklahoma has a coaching advantage, but I think other than that, I think Oklahoma State is I think Oklahoma State's a smart money there. Love it.
Love it. We're going to be making
Love
some
it.
money this weekend for Sam, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you got to buy some more batons and guns and shit, I guess.
So, yeah, I think you can catch us live in Staten Island. Sam booked us the gig, and we'll be there next week. Masks are not allowed, but that's all in good fun. I hope you had a good Wild Wednesday.
It's always great here on Wild Wednesday.
And let's give the caveats about what's coming up. So this week, we're good. We're a normal schedule. We are doing the props drop with Steve Clark on Friday. We are going to try to release the Professional Gambler, but we're going to do the zoo videos for that. I thought those were really fun conversations. And then next week's a little weird. We're going to do a cram session on Monday. Brian and I will do some NFL, and then we're going to have a mild Monday. We might make it wild.
Oh, no. Ain't gonna be mild. Not if I have any. I'm going to make crazy bets.
Okay, so Eli, you can follow him at Eli Sairs on all platforms. Do you have any Roast Ghost podcasts coming up?
No, but you should still check out the Roast Ghost podcast. It's a big backlog. Catch up while I'll get to it.
Yeah, he's got to wait for new people to become famous to roast them. So for the Props Network, for Brian and Eli and Scam Koppler,
for Chan.
this is Joel Wackowski for the Walk On, walking off.